Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're here over on the treasure map, New World, of course, against the new Mugiwara 56 Zoro Juro. I know it's not Zoro Juro, but I keep saying that, and I'm just going to keep rolling with it. But we are over here on the global side of the game, taking on our playthrough of the new Mugiwara 56 Zoro free-to-play character that has just released over here on the global side of the game. We're doing our playthrough, and as I mentioned, this particular treasure map, if you guys saw the teams video, it's actually pretty chill, honestly. It seems a lot worse than it actually is. Like, your boys had a few family friends over, so I do apologize if I do slur through this particular video. We're out here, we're having some fun. We had a bit of no juice, and I thought I'd get this video out for you guys, and I wanted to sort of release it so that you guys can sort of see how the treasure map functions. Now, this treasure map has been going for about, I don't know, like, probably when this video released, like 12 hours, to be honest. But you guys have probably got a good feel for how this works. But as you guys know, I do like to run this in the sort of speed concept of, like, let's make the most points along the way. And when I say that, I mean, like, I want to sort of run the content as fast as possible, so I'm not playing treasure map, like, brain dead mode, but, like, also brain dead mode in the sense that I'm not sort of taking too much brain power, I guess is the best way to put it. But you know me, I play Japan, I play global, and because of that, I want to try and get through this stuff as quickly as possible. So this is my first run. I was at work when I was doing this, so I am doing the voiceover after it, so I do apologize if things are a bit scuffed. But the intrusion, we come up against the German. Now, against the German, they are an int-based character. Now, as they are an int-based character, we are going to try and bring a side-based team, but ideally, you want to bring Sanji. If you can bring Sanji as a friend captain, you are going to be in good stead. Characters like Luffy works as a great friend captain. Characters like Sabo. If you have Sabo, just use Sabo. Like, Sabo is so good as like a friend captain for Sanji, and you are going to be in really, really good stead. But for me, I'm using Verse Shanks. And the reason I'm using Verse Shanks is they're a little bit of a higher point booster, and for the early stages, they are going to work really, really well. But obviously in the later stages, I'm probably going to use like Sabo. Sabo just being Rainbow Captain works really, really well. Rockstar's an absolute MVP for this particular fight. We do have the free-to-play Mihawk, as well as Ben Beckman and X-Drake. Now, X-Drake's replaceable with literally any other, like, paralysis remover. If you can, like, bring anyone else to remove paralysis, you are going to be in good stead. Let me just quickly fix this screen. If you can bring any other paralysis remover, you are going to be in really good stead here. X-Drake just removes, like, the 5-turn paralysis. We have Rockstar to remove the block slots on stage 2. He's also going to remove the attack down, which is really, really nice. But you can also use the supports. You've got, like, the Neko support on Chopper if you are using the boosted team. You can use stuff like Hyorogiro. You can also use... Wait, is the attack... No, the attack down's not on this team. I'm a smackhead. Never mind. You want to get around the block orbs. Wait, is the attack down? I don't know. Hang on. Let's quickly go back. Yeah, there is attack down. Your boy's an absolute pelican. My bad. So there's block orbs and there is attack down. But there are a bunch of supports you guys can use. You can also use something like Hawkins. The Hawkins that came with the Bonnie Batch. You can also use stuff like Nami. Nami's a great option. She uses 3 turns and then bring someone else. But you also get around Resilience. So if you bring the free-to-play Mihawk, he's another really, really good option for this stage. Once we hit the final stage against Judge, you do get 5 turns of paralysis. And this is where things get a little bit tricky because you do need to remove that. And that's why I have X-Drake on this particular team. X-Drake's great because he has double special. And if you are using X-Drake, you need to make sure that you have double special activation. Otherwise, you're not going to be in for a good time. And you are going to be a little bit stuck because he only was 3 turns. But if you use him twice, you can get around that. And then you can use something like the Ben Beckman for a chain lock. And as time goes on, you probably want to use the Ben Beckman later. And then you have enough attack damage with Sanji and his attack boost, Shanks and his base stat. And then once you kill Judge, he does revive. And then you can just kill him on the final turn. Like, this team's going to be fine for a little while. But once you get past, like, nav level 50, I think it might struggle just a smidgen. But other than that, like, you guys should be alright until then. You should be alright until then. But, like, if you're going past 50, like, you're going to have to change teams anyway. And make sure to check out my boy Among Us. He's probably going to be streaming. So if you guys want some, like, fast teams and stuff, like how I like to run treasure map, hit up my boy Among Us on Twitch. I'll try and leave a link in the description. I'll try and remember. Like, Ashanti, if I don't, like, just comment and I'll pin it. Because, like, you're an absolute legend. So, cheers to you. But we are going to sort of, like, make our way through here. And we're going to, like, move on to the Nami mid-boss. Because we're going to run into her. And I'll see you guys there. Alright, so coming up against Nami now, I do make some changes that I really shouldn't. Just keep the team that I showed in the treasure map preps, honestly, it just works better. But let's move just quickly, just fast forward here because this is stupid. And let's move on to... Alright, now we're here. So I did put Zoro on this team, but honestly, just use Apu. Like, he gives you more points, and like the Zoro literally does absolutely nothing. You don't even need the support of Mr. 3. Like, your boy's just being like way too protective here. But we are using a double kid team. Double kid just like absolutely smacks his content. It works really, really nicely. If you really want to, though, you can use Kid on like I think it's the Luffy mini boss. I think you can use him on somewhere else, and then use like Law for this fight. If you have Law, obviously, but Kid's really, really good because like you start with his special thanks to like cooldowns and boosted units and the hose ship. But on turn 1, I always like to like sort of just tap through turn 1. Tapping through turn 1 just means that you can just sort of like get through the 3 stages, and then you can start using the specials after that. We're gonna go like Kid special on turn 2, Kid special on stage 3, Kid special on stage 4. And then once we hit stage 5, we can actually start doing damage to the mini boss. Thanks to Big Mom and Kaido, the free-to-play dual unit, this particular stage is actually really, really easy. Because we can actually switch into Big Mom, we can give ourselves an orb. It doesn't really matter because we can use that special to rotate it anyway. But we can actually use that special to get a 2x attack boost, a 2.25 orb boost. And then we can use the super typing of Kid if we need it. And then we can actually give ourselves an orb. With Nami, we can get around the attack down. With Shiryu, we can get color affinity, and we can get around the attack down. But you can also use something like Zoro, like on the Zoro that you see here. You can use like the actual character treasure map Zoro, and then like the Tashigi support. You could use like the page 1 support on Kaido Big Mom as well. That's another really good option. That's actually what I'm doing right now. I replaced a Nami, put like a 1.35 booster, and I just use like the support of page 1 to remove the rest of the attack down. And it works really, really well. But it's not going to work like past like level 50, I think, something like that. But for the meantime, it's just so fast. You just blow through Nami, and it's like, cool, babe. Like, I'll see you in the next one. But that was the Nami fight. I'm going to fast forward to the rest of the mini-boss fights, and then we can go from there. Alright. So here we are at the chopper stage, and the big change that I made to this particular team is I actually used the wrong Zoro. I actually used the free-to-play Zoro on this particular team when I was meant to use the treasure map Zoro. And honestly, if you are using my particular team, like, just make sure your Big Mom is finished. Like, I don't even think I have do I have a max special? I don't know what the issue might be. She's not ready when I get to the end. It's kind of like sucky. But as I mentioned in the playthrough video, you can use something like the Usopp or anyone else to remove special bind over Komurasaki or Bonnie. I'm using Bonnie to remove the special bind. It actually works really, really well. But if you don't have Bonnie, like, just anyone at all that removes special bind and has like special bind resilience will actually work absolutely hunky-dory. So on turn 1, we're going to be like Zoro special, catch you later. On stage 2, we are going to be like Zoro special, catch you later. On stage 3, we're going to use the super typing of Luffy, and we are going to be like catch you later. On stage 4, when there's like 5, is there 5 enemies? I think there's 5 enemies. On stage 4, there's 5 enemies. We're gonna be like Luffy type, super type. Catch you later. Now, ideally, you would have the Big Mom special ready to go because like that's the whole concept of using Big Mom. As you can see with my Big Mom, she's got 4 turns, but she's meant to be max apparently because your boy's a spoon. And then what you do is like you remove the special one with like the Bonnie character. If you have Mr. 3, like that'll help. And then you just use Big Mom and you're good to go. But for me, it's turn 1, so we're just going to attack with Luffy and everything hunky-dory. But nevertheless, we can take out Chopper. He's not that big of an issue. It's still very early, though. And look, that Big Mom special is going to work for a very long time. I'm actually using the Mr. 3 support on my Bonnie now, and like it works like an absolute dreamboat. But nevertheless, we can just attack for now. So that was the Chopper fight. Let's move on to the next mini-boss, which is actually Nami, but we're going to skip that because we already versed Nami along the way. So let's move on to the next mini-boss now. Alright, on to Luffy. Now, Luffy's an in character. This is, if you want to use the kid team for this team, like, you actually can. You just got to, like, change the attack down a little bit. But for me, I'm using Law. Now, Law actually works great against Nami as well, because you have color affinity and all that sort of, like, realistic jazz stuff. But for me, the big character that actually gets around this particular fight is Mihawk. Now, Mihawk's actually recommended on the next fight, but he works really, really well on this fight. And if you have, what's his name? Not Zoro. If you have, what's the dude in the middle of that? Vista. If you have Vista with double special activation, he works really, really well for treasure map. Every time that Vista's, like, boosted, make sure you use that Vista, because he's really, really good. Mainly because he has double special and he has like 100, like he does like fixed damage or some shit. And like you can just like, here you go, like boom, catch the ladder, say a ladder, I'll give you all boost, catch the ladder. And he actually gives Mihawk cooldowns too, so it's just like such a good time. It's like boom, get out of here, boys, get out of here, boys, get out of here. And then once you get to the end, like you can just use the Mihawk special. Law's got really good boosting here. I've actually brought the wrong ship and it's still working absolutely hunky dory. You want to use the what's his name ship, the Ho ship, and that way you get the cooldowns. Once you hit Luffy, he has 5 turns of defense up. You just like use the Mihawk special. You are good. You can also use the Boa, the Kuja pirates. They actually work really, really well here. Super typing of Law gives you a full board of orbs if you can manipulate that. But like if you just use Law special like does so much damage that like if you just like tap with anyone else that's not Law, he gives himself an orb, and then you have the attack boost, the chain lock, the conditional. Like it's just GG for your boy Luffy. And as you can see, we just let it like tear through that particular stage. Luffy's just like, I made an alliance with you, Law. Like, why would you betray me? Et tu brute, et tu brute. But nevertheless, we sort of just tear our way through, and it works actually really, really well. So we're gonna move on to the next mini boss now, which I think is Sanji. It's Sanji. We're on to Sanji. Oh, this team's mad. So onto the Sanji team now, or the mini boss against Sanji. We are using double Moria. Now, if you don't have Enel, you can just use like anything else, to be honest. Enel's great because he's a wave clearer, but if you have the Mr. 3 support on Moria, the Mr. 3 support is actually so good for treasure map. I'm just like, I actually already knew that, like, as of like last treasure map, but like I don't think I've mentioned it. The Mr. 3 support is so damn good for treasure map because it just gives you those cooldowns that you actually need. But on turn 1, just like, yeah, cool, we use the Enel special with Gucci, and then we just like tap, and then we just like super type, and we're on the final stage. Mihawk and Banara Blackbeard are actually recommended for this fight, which is really good because like Banara Blackbeard is really great. But if you have this Reiju, this treasure map Reiju, she works like better, to be honest. She poisons, so you get around resilience. She removes the damage reduction. She removes the threshold. And you're just going to be in a really, really good spot when you actually get to that particular point of the fight. So, if you have that Reiju, definitely bring the Reiju. But if you have the Banara Blackbeard and the Mihawk and you've got them spare, you can also use them on this particular team as well. Moving on to the final stage against Sanji, gives you a full board of unfavorable orbs, 4 turns of damage reduction, 4 turns of threshold, no, 5 turns of resilience, and 4 turns. Yeah, I got that right. So, with this particular turn, we are just going to use, like, Reiju. She removes the threshold, she removes the damage reduction. She has poison, and then Moria just gives you full board of orbs and just absolutely claps Sanji. Easy peasy, Bob's your uncle. See you later, mate. This works actually ridiculously well. Shout out to Ashanti for that one, actually. My boy Ashanti was like first in treasure map right now. Well, he was when I last saw, but if he's still first, shout out to you, Among Us, or Ashanti. Like, you're crushing it, man. If you don't get first in treasure map, I'm going to be upset. Just letting you know that, honestly, low-key. But the Moria team does work an absolute dreamboat. You can just replace Enel, to be honest. I'm actually using Zoro because, like, at the moment, like, you just don't need the Moria special, but it is what it is. On the final stage against Zoro now, I'm actually using Luffy as my captain because I am not summoning because I'm free to play now. Yeah, I'm free to play now. So, the Luffy's great because he's a fighter booster. You can use Sanji as a fighter booster, and then you can use, like, a free spirit booster. They're both free spirit captains as well, which is awesome. And then side captains. The team's got, like, a lot of synergy, and it just works absolutely dreamily. We have Luffy as our captain. We have Koala for more points. We have Shanks for more points. We have Rockstar because he's a god for this treasure map. And then we have Ace Sabo. Ace Sabo are really good for this final fight because they can remove the bind, the despair, and the special binds. But you don't need it. Like, you can use the Rayleigh support on Luffy if you have it. And then you can just use, like, anyone else to remove the special bind. I think there's a Robin, the free-to-play Robin. Or maybe, like, I don't know. There's a Robin that works. Robin, is it the... I think it's the free-to-play Robin. I think she's the one that works. The free-to-play Robin's really, really good because she can actually work, like, absolute dreamboats here. She removes the special one, I think. I think she removes the special one. So it's like really, really good. But once you get to stage 4, you come up against Law, who's an in-character. So side characters obviously work very, very well. He's going to give you a full board of block orbs and 5 turns of burn. He also puts up 2 turns of barrier. So as you can see, like, this is where, like, Rockstar's just absolutely... He's so good. He's so good for this. If you don't have it, like I don't have any way of removing the burn. It actually works really, really well. But, like, I guess you could just, like, rotate the orbs with Shanks and then remove another. Like, if you have a burn remover, like, I guess, like, that'll work too. But, Rockstar's just really good for this. Like, he's just so good for this treasure map. I'm gonna use Shanks here because, like, why not? Like, it's honestly, I have no other reason to not use it. But I get the base stat, I get the orb boost, and it's just, like, all hunky-dory. Once we move on to the final stage against Zoro... No, it's not Zoro. It's a 56 Mugiwara Zoro. He's going to bind our captains. He's going to despair our captains. And he's going to special bind at Chris. This is where A Sabo is just so good. Because you just use A Sabo and it just removes literally everything. And then you get All Boost as well. And it just works really, really well. You get like Luffy for an attack boost. You can use Sanji for an attack boost. You can use Koala for attack. And honestly, at this point, it really doesn't matter what you use. Because you're good. You also have the super timing of Sanji. Luffy. Because you have the Sanji. So like you get the chain buff. And it's just like goodbye to my boy Zoro. So there you go. That was my playthrough video against what are we doing? Treasure map against treasure map Zoro. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As I said, I apologize for being a little bit scuffed. Your boys, he's having a good time. That's the main thing. At the end of the day, that's the main thing. But like I said, I apologize for the scuff. But if you guys did enjoy this one, make sure to go down there and smash that like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later!